When the dawn sun rises over the Sea of Galilee, the fishermen return to their harbor. It's been a rough night. The wind tossed about their boats, but they are eager to unload their shiny catch.
It's hard to be a fisherman. You never know if you're going to catch anything. It's just you and the Creator, and you ask, God, what's going to happen today? Help me make a living.
Fadida is not the first fisherman on these shores to complain fishing was rough. In biblical times, it happened to St. Peter, who appealed to Jesus. His nets came up empty. Jesus told him to cast his net again, and it came up bursting with fish. But to catch fish now, it will need more than divine intervention. After being almost overfished to death, the Israeli government is imposing a 2-year ban on fishing in the lake in an effort to bring it back to life. Experts say the fish population has plummeted, not just in the Sea of Galilee, but in the Mediterranean Sea as well. Professor Menachem Goren, an aquatic biologist from Tel Aviv University, says overfishing was the principal reason for fewer fish.
The situation, we can call it a disaster. We have very little catch and very small fish. And that's it, in one sentence.
Why?
Too many fishermen, too many boats, heavy overfishing, and no management. That's all.
The Ministry of Agriculture reports that there has been a steady decline of 20% each year in Israeli fish catches. The new ban will force some 200 licensed fishermen to search for a new trade. Chagai Neuberger, the ministry's chief fishing ranger, confirmed their ultimate aim was to reduce the fishing fleet.
In the coming years, we want to reduce it by a third so that those who remain will be able to make a living with respect. It may be worthwhile for the fishermen who are less active to leave the profession.
Shaul Rokach, who fished out of the Jaffa harbor, has already given up and began selling imported fish.
All the fishermen I know are retiring, and there are no new fishermen. I miss it, but let me remain with my good memories.
It's difficult to imagine the Sea of Galilee without fishermen. In fact, it's very difficult for these fishermen to get up and think that they will not be allowed to come into these waters where they have been fishing for generations. They can't imagine doing anything else.
If I don't get out at least once a week and smell the sea air, and water doesn't flow in my veins, then I'll die. I'd prefer for them to take me away and put me in a prison cell for 2 years than to have to sit and look at the sea and not be able to go out and fish.
We don't need no unemployment. We can make a living with respect. We don't need any favors from anyone. We have our own hands. What does the sea ask of us? It doesn't ask for any high school diploma or any degrees, just our brawn.
Fadida says fishermen love the sea more than their wives. Keeping them at home will lead to divorce, drinking, and wandering the streets.
Some of these guys never finished 3rd grade, and now the Ministry of Agriculture is saying, hey, let us teach you something else. All they know is fish.
The Galilee fishermen swear fish here are more tasty since they thrive on fresh water and not the polluted sea or fish ponds. It's easy to see that they are in love with their livelihood.
Hauling in a catch of fish, well, it's like having an orgasm. Besides, if they shut us down for 2 years, there'll be too many fish, and that'll wind up polluting the waters.
Fishermen have always been a fixture on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, a place of beauty, religion, and legend. Perhaps, when they return in 2 years' time, they'll find the multitudes of fish they dream of catching in their nets. From the Sea of Galilee in northern Israel, this is Aryeh O'Sullivan reporting for the Media Line.